A military report confirms that the two unmanned aerial vehicles recently discovered in South Korea came from the north. A joint investigation team says that between the two drones, the one found on Bangyang Island was far more advanced. And the legendary Paul McCartney has confirmed that he'll be performing in Korea for the very first time. Hello and welcome to News Today on KBS World. It's Friday, April 4th. I'm Luke Clary. KBS has obtained the military investigation findings on suspected North Korean drones. The report confirms that the North's Reconnaissance General Bureau was responsible.
KBS has obtained results of a military investigation into small unmanned drones found in South Korea. The military has appointed to North Korea's Reconnaissance General Bureau as a manufacturer and operator of the drone found in South Korea's Paju. The bureau is in charge of anti-social infiltrations intelligence gathering. The military probe says the bureau in October 2010 gathered intelligence on Chinese drones and engine-related data of small aircraft from various countries. It says the engine of the drone that fell in Paju was included among the information.
군사정찰이라서 중요한 시설에 대한 정찰이기 때문에 정보를 관장하는 그런 부서에서 충분히 해볼 가능성이 있다.
This is a photo of Paju drone engine disclosed for the first time. A two-cylinder engine is attached at the front of the vehicle body. But compared to the single-cylinder engine, it has more power and produces less vibration and exhaust sound. The South Korean military says the drone found in Paju was made in a die-casting mold method that can enable mass production in a short period of time. A joint investigation team of National Intelligence Service and the military has reported these final findings on the North Korean drone to the presidential office.
On comparison of the two recently discovered North Korean drones, the unmanned aerial vehicle that crashed on Bangyang Island was far more advanced model. The joint investigation team says the drone could be further enhanced for terrorism.
These are images of Socheong and Daecheong Islands captured by the unmanned drone that crashed on Bangyang Island. Some 100 images are taken of key roads and port locations. The drone flew from North Korea on Monday when the two Koreas were engaged in an exchange of artillery fire. The vehicle flew in a zigzag path between Socheong and Daecheong Island, shooting the images before it crashed on Bangyang Island when it ran out of fuel. This drone uses a four-cylinder gasoline engine, meaning it is more technologically advanced than the drone discovered in Paju. According to an investigative report obtained by KBS, the drone on the island was more sophisticated and used better parts and materials than the drone found in Paju. The report states that if it were further advanced, the drone could be used for terrorist activities. For instance, if the engine's output were enhanced, the drone could carry biochemical weapons and turn it into an attack plane. It should also be noted that a number 6 was written on the drone's tail.
뒤 꼬리 부분에 정확하게 6자가 있었어요. 우리 그 아라비아 숫자로 6번이라는 숫자가 뒤에 선명하게 있었어요.
This refers to a plane number which supports the speculation that the drone was mass-produced and tagged.
The unmanned aircraft that crashed in Paju was found to have been pre-programmed with the coordinates of the Cheongwade, meaning the drone was intended to spy on the presidential office and residents.
In the morning of March 24th, a North Korean unmanned aircraft flew down south from Paju to Seoul and approached Cheongwade. The drone photographed the main building as well as surrounding structures in the Cheongwade compound. A joint investigation team said the drone that crashed in Paju was pre-programmed with a route to Cheongwade. The coordinates of the presidential residence was entered into the plane's navigation satellite system to guide it to the destination and take photos. The photos were taken at 9:22 a.m., a day after President Park Geun-hye had left for a state visit to Netherlands and Germany. It is possible that the drone was sent on purpose while the security around Cheongwade was lax. But the photos taken by the North Korean aircraft are no different in picture quality from the satellite images provided by the South Korean portal site. And the camera was not equipped with a transmitter receiver system, preventing the images from being transmitted to North Korea as soon as they were taken.
송수신기와 연결된 케이블이 없는 걸로 확인됐습니다. 그래서 카메라에서 사진을 찍더라도 그 영상을 보낼 수가 없습니다.
The investigators also analyzed the fingerprints found on the drone and confirmed 6 unregistered prints presumed to be those of a North Korean or a foreign national. Marking particular to North Korea found on the outside of the battery also proved that the aircraft was from North Korea.
Carcinogens and various toxic materials were found in alarming quantities in children's school supplies and household items. Manufacturers have recalled a total of 27 products containing harmful substances.
Children wear these plastic footwear around swimming pools or in bathrooms. Lab tests show that these slippers contained nearly 300 times the standard amount of phthalates. Phthalates are used to make the plastic more supple.
환경 호르몬제로 알려져 있고 유아나 아동이 흡입하였을 경우에는 생식기 계통의 문제성을 일으키는 그런.
The same harmful substance was found in 11 different stationery products, including pencil cases, mechanical pencils, and erasers. The detected amounts were up to 314 times more than the standard level. More alarmingly, children's accessories that come in direct contact with the skin, such as necklaces or rings, were found to contain as much as 800 times more heavy metal than allowed. The Korean Agency for Technology and Standards under the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Energy ordered the recall of 27 children's products containing assorted toxic substances. Manufacturers must pull the harmful products from the shelves and either repair or exchange the ones that were already purchased. Information on the recalled products can be found on the homepage of a product safety information center called Safety Korea.
A South Korean court found itself addressing a tough question. A man who underwent a sex change operation requested a legal change of gender. The problem is he's married and has a son. The decision sheds light on Korean sensibilities when it comes to family.
10 years ago, 40-something-year-old Mr. Lee was just an ordinary office worker with a wife and a son. The seemingly ordinary life of his family was turned upside down when the father chose to live as a woman. When the father started dressing up as a woman, his wife left home and the son grew up watching his father's transformation and relationships with other men. Recently, Mr. Lee applied for a legal sex change on his family relationship registry with the Incheon District Court, but the court denied his request. The court said that the application was rejected because Mr. Lee's mother, son, and the ex-wife all objected to the change. The court also took into consideration the hardship his son would go through in life when the fact that both his parents are women is found out. In September 2011, the Supreme Court of Korea confirmed the lower court's ruling, which disallowed the gender correction of the transgender man who had a 16-year-old son. Heated protests from sexual minority groups are expected, as the court put parental responsibility above individual happiness.
Many office workers find themselves swamped with work, leading to sickness and difficulty concentrating. All that stress can add up to something as serious as depression.
Electric resistance of the skin is being measured to examine its physical reaction to stress. This office worker in her 20s is stressed out due to an excessive workload. She even has insomnia.
짜증이 되게 많이 나고 정말 너무 출근하기 싫다 이런 느낌이 들 때도 있고 근데 또 안 할 수 없는 상황이니까.
The Korea Neuropsychiatric Association has surveyed 1,000 office workers in the country, and 7% are found to suffer depression. 1 out of 4 diagnosed with depression have quit their jobs, while 31% are on leave. Depression is also found to seriously affect work performance. The office workers who are patients struggling with depression undergo symptoms such as reduced concentration, impaired judgment, and forgetfulness. You may not be overly depressed, but if you've become more irritated at work or if your body is feeling extremely sensitive overall, you could be dealing with depression.
우울한 감정보다는 어떤 신체적인 증상, 즉 뭐 소화가 안 된다든지 아니면 머리가 아프다든지 이런 경우가 많고 또 만사에 재미가 없고 무기력해지는 그런 경우가 많습니다.
Depression can go away with treatments such as antidepressant medication. Take active measures when you recognize such symptoms.
Health authorities have released a report based on a 12-year study showing that obesity among men has been on the rise, while fewer women are overweight.
Back in the early 2000s, music groups consisting of pretty girls were all the rage. That's also when dieting became a widespread trend in Korea, with women's daily calorie intake plunging from 1,729 calories in 1998 to 1,579 calories in 2010. As a result, obesity rate among women has been on decline after reaching its peak in 2001. Few women are overweight in the nation as public interest in dieting soared. But the situation with men were quite the opposite. Men's obesity rate has been on the rise each year, surging 1.4 times over the past 1 decade. Men's daily calorie intake has remained mostly unchanged over the past 10 years. However, the percentage of men who exercise regularly fell from 33% in 2005 to 27% in 2009. In other words, men eat as much as a decade ago, but they're more prone to obesity because they don't exercise.
날씬한 몸매를 요구하는 그런 세상에서 적응이 많이 된 것 같습니다. 이에 반해서 남성들은 아직까지도 직장의 어떤 그런 문화들 때문에 회식이 끊이지도 않고.
It's a well-known fact that obesity is the root cause of many diseases. Refraining from drinking and exercising more is essential for men to stay in shape.
On today's entertainment segment, the Korea Media Rating Board has selected the movie Another Family for praise. Meanwhile, the legendary solo artist and former Beatle, Paul McCartney, will perform in Korea for the first time.
나한테는 딸이 하나 있어요. 아빠 고생한다고 돈 벌러 간 착한 딸이에요. 그 딸이 큰 병을 얻었는데.
For the first quarter of 2014, the Korea Media Rating Board has picked the movie Another Family as a good video for children. The board said it chose the movie for its heart-moving depiction of strong family ties and its perspective on society. Another Family is based on a true story about a Samsung semiconductor employee who died of leukemia. The movie previously drew the spotlight because it was produced on charity funds that were raised by the public. Paul McCartney will hold his first concert in Korea. Ken Descartes, the organizer of the concert, said that the singer will perform at the Jamsil Stadium in Seoul on May 28th. He will perform songs from his album New, which was released last year, as well as some other hits by the Beatles. The music group Scenery of Riding Bicycle, which is known for its lyrical pieces, has released a new song. Entitled Timid Curiosity, the song was written by Song Bong-ju, who also wrote the group's hit song, I to You, You to Me.
Flowers are back for spring fashion once again, but this year the flower patterns have become bolder and more vivid than ever before. Here's a look. Dongdaemun is Seoul's fashion central. The colorful outfits displayed in the shops are a clear sign that spring has sprung. Flowers once again are the hottest print this spring. Just about every clothing shop here tempts shoppers with colorful flower prints.
2014년도 꽃무늬 트렌드는 크고 사실적이고 굉장히 여러 가지 무늬들이 나왔다는 게 특징인데요. 컬러도 굉장히 진한 것부터 연한 거, 파스텔한 것까지 다양하게 나왔는데요. 내 체형과 내 스타일에 맞춰서 스타일링을 해서 입을 수 있다는 게 특징이라고 할 수 있겠습니다.
Let's go in for a closer look.
꽃무늬가 보기에는 진짜 화려하고 예쁜데 막상 입었을 때 너무 촌스러워 보이지 않을까 걱정돼요.
It's true that flower prints can sometimes result in a rather dowdy look. So what's a girl to do? It's important to choose a flower pattern that complements your body shape. The size and colors of the flowers can make your body look a lot different. What kind of flower prints would be flattering for this lady with a small frame? She should go with big, bold flowers. Flashy prints take people's attention away from her thin figure. Doesn't she look more shapely and gorgeous? What if you're on the plus side? Smaller flower prints on a darker fabric are the answer because they make you look slimmer. The dark blouse on the right gives this girl a perkier and more stylish look. Wear a solid colored jacket over a flowery dress to create that elegant ambiance. A trench coat or something unisex also goes unexpectedly well with flower prints.
꽃무늬라서 좀 촌스러워 보이지 않을까? 걱정도 했었는데 이렇게 트렌치 코트랑 매치를 하니까 화사하면서도 세련돼 보이고 네, 두 마리 토끼를 잡은 듯한 느낌입니다.
Flower prints are hot even in interior design. Flowers seem to have blossomed all over the house.
봄 인테리어를 가장 손쉽게 바꿀 수 있는 방법이 패브릭을 교체하는 방법입니다. 올 봄에는 화사하고 따뜻한 느낌의 플라워 패턴이 트렌드가 될 것인데요. 그 중에서도 옐로우와 민트 컬러가 가장 많이 사랑을 받을 것으로 예상하고 있습니다.
Here are some handy tips to turn your home into a flower garden. First, cover the couch with a flower pattern quilt and put a flowery comforter for your bed. Take a look in your closet. You'll probably find a few outdated flower-printed clothes. Why not find a new way to use them? Cut out the flower parts and frame them or paste them on a box to make an attractive decoration for your walls. These flowery accessories make the kitchen and the rest of the house a lot more cheerful.
안스의 꽃무늬 옷으로 이렇게 꾸미고 나니까 봄을 맞이하는 기분으로 화사하고 너무 좋아요.
Welcome the arrival of the balmy spring weather with bright flower prints. Now we'll take a look at the markets, followed by the world weather. That's it for this edition of News Today. We'll see you again on Monday. Have a great weekend.